She was burying her child alone in the snow. A rancher stopped everything to help her. The snow and the silence. The snow had been falling since dawn. Not the soft, gentle kind that children love, but thick, heavy snow that swallowed sound and erased the world 1 inch at a time. The wind cut through the open land like a blade, howling across the empty ranch fields of northern Montana. Eleanor stood alone at the edge of a frozen clearing. Her hands were red, cracked, and numb. The shovel felt heavier with every movement, but she kept digging. Snow mixed with frozen dirt, forming a stubborn wall beneath her feet. Each scrape echoed louder than her heartbeat, the only sound left in her world. Behind her, wrapped in a thin blue blanket, lay her child. Her son. No coffin, no prayers spoken aloud, no one to help, just a mother, a shovel, and the unbearable silence of loss. Eleanor hadn't planned this. No mother ever does. But when the hospital turned her away, when the landlord changed the locks, when the last phone call went unanswered, this lonely patch of snow-covered land was all she had left. Her breath came out in short, shaking clouds. "I'm almost done," she whispered, though she didn't know who she was speaking to anymore. Miles away, on the same land, Jacob Hale stopped his truck. Jacob was a rancher, the kind molded by hard winters and long days. He had lived on this land his entire life, learning early that survival meant paying attention. And something felt wrong. Through the falling snow, he saw movement. A figure, small, bent, a woman, digging, alone. Jacob frowned. No one should have been out there in weather like this. He turned the truck off and stepped into the storm. Each step closer revealed something that made his chest tighten, a child-sized shape behind her. Jacob froze. He understood then. This wasn't work. This was grief. When a stranger stops, "Ma'am," the word barely carried through the wind. Eleanor didn't turn. She couldn't. If she stopped, she feared she'd collapse. "Ma'am," Jacob said again, louder this time. She finally looked back. Her eyes were hollow, not crying, not angry, just empty in a way that terrified him. "I'm almost finished," she said quickly, her voice trembling. "Please, I won't take long." Jacob swallowed hard. "I'm not here to stop you," he said gently. "But you shouldn't be doing this alone." She clutched the shovel tighter. "I don't have anyone else." That sentence hit harder than the cold. Jacob didn't ask questions, didn't offer pity. He simply took off his coat, stepped forward, and reached for the shovel. "Then you have me," he said. For the first time since the night her son died, Eleanor broke. She dropped to her knees in the snow, sobbing in a way that came from somewhere deeper than sound. Jacob set the shovel aside and waited, giving her space, letting the storm cover the moment. When she could breathe again, he began digging. They worked in silence. Snow fell, time slowed, and something unseen began to change. The story beneath the snow. As they worked, Eleanor spoke, not because she planned to, but because grief finally found a place to rest. Her son's name was Caleb. 7 years old. He loved dinosaurs and hot chocolate and believed snowflakes were messages from heaven. They had been living in their car after her husband died the year before. A fever came quickly, too quickly, and by the time help arrived, it was already too late. Jacob listened. Not once did he interrupt. When the grave was finished, he removed his hat and bowed his head. "I'll stay," he said. "As long as you need." Afterward, Jacob did something unexpected. He offered her a place to stay. "Just for the night," he said. But that night became a week. And the week became something else entirely. What grows after winter? Spring came slowly. The snow melted. The land softened. Eleanor found work at the ranch. Simple tasks at first, then more. She laughed again, quietly, cautiously, as if afraid joy might disappear if noticed. One evening, months later, they stood at the same clearing. A small wooden marker stood where the snow once swallowed everything. Jacob placed fresh flowers at its base. Caleb would have liked this place, Eleanor said. He already changed it, Jacob replied. Because some losses don't end stories. They begin them. Subscribe for more videos. Please friend spot my channel.